Yes, hello again. This is turn lesson number 90. And today we're going to look at a 3-card spread. Talas did a question, what can she expect in the near future? And so she did 3 cards. She doesn't use reverse cards. And the answer was death, the 8 of Cups, and the 3 of Swords. Right, and we're going to look at those, what sense we make of them. Before we get to that, though, people ask questions about the future, but the thing is, at the moment of asking, you're not empty. We don't start from nothing, from zero, and then in some way we build on top of nothing and turn it into something. And this, if I can do it, that's the zodiac. It's a circle. And a horoscope looks like this, where you've got 12 houses representing different areas of life, or giving information or what you can reasonably expect to happen or to be happening in different areas of life. And so around about the circumference of the circle is the zodiac. So the moon is the mental personality. It's how you think, how you're built mentally. And so some people are quick-witted and some people are slow, or it's a bit like somebody says something or they insult you and the next day you think, oh, if only I'd said that. But some people can immediately respond. They've got the moon in a certain position, whereas people who need time to think have got the moon in a different position. So the moon position is important. But the moon, which looks like that, right? It's always in the zodiac somewhere, so it's always going through one of the 12 houses. And the thing is, when it changes from one house to the next, so this happens to be the 12th house here, and that's the first. So the 12th house is karma, among other things, and mistakes that you make. And the first house is the house of self. So you can find that when the moon, depending on your rising sign, when the moon is going through the 12th house, you're aware of making mistakes, or you're aware that you did foolish things, or that you got yourself into trouble. Then when it moves into the first house, as it does at a certain point, then you're more focused on you, and you thought, okay, I made mistakes, I'm not going to make them again. And your thought changes from self-undoing to the self, and it's a change with all that. And the reason I'm showing you all this is because if somebody wants to know what does the future hold, or what can she expect in the future, if we just take the 3 cards, death, the 8 of Cups and the 3 of Swords, we don't quite know where we are. We can give information, and the reason I'm talking like this is maybe what you do before you do a reading, I get people to choose 2 numbers, and that gives me 2 major trumps to talk about. That gives you a context. But maybe what you do is you pick a card for a significator, and you take a card at random. So let's say we get the Chariot reversed, represents Talas at the time of asking the question. So we know that maybe she's got big ideas, but she doesn't know what they are. Or she's got big ideas, but she doesn't know how she's going to achieve them. Or maybe because a chariot can represent the charioteer, the driver, maybe she's not sure where to go, which is why she's asking what is the what can she expect in the near future. Whereas if we'd got a card like the Hierophant, for instance, upright, for the significator, for a starting point, then Talas knows what she's doing and where she wants to go. So we would look at the death card in a different light or in a different way if she's represented by the Hierophant as opposed to the Chariot reversed. So maybe what you do is you pick a card at random to represent the questioner at the time of asking the question, and it'll give you an idea of if they're in good shape or optimistic or confident, or if they're expecting problems. And so if they have problems or not, they need extra help in dealing with them, or they're really not sure how to deal with them, or they don't want problems. Because sometimes problems happen and you don't mind because you know you can handle it. Other times, oh no, I don't want a problem. It's more than I can take at the moment. So let there be no problems. So maybe what you do is you pick a card for a significator. I'm awkward at the moment. I cut my thumb before I started making this video. And I don't want to get blood over the cards. So I'm hoping that it stopped bleeding. Anyway, so Talas, what does the near future hold? So we get death, the Eight of Cups, and the Three of Swords. We can take them individually. So we begin with death, and then we've also got the Eight of Cups, and we've also got the Three of Swords. 1, 2, 3. This plus this plus this. This and this and this. And it may be this is Talas, this is people she knows, and this is other people that she knows. Right? So the three cards can represent not just her. So what can she expect? She can expect that she'll be in good shape and making new beginnings, but other people are going to have difficulties. Or maybe what you do is you take the first two and you consider them together. It's time for new beginnings, and it's time to leave the past behind. Because the picture shows somebody walking away from cups. Cups is emotion and loved ones and family and friends and relationships. But the person's walking away. They've put things neatly in order, the 5 and the 3 cups. But it's, that happens. Sometimes it's time to move on. You've done what you can, but you can't do any more. So it's time to move on. And this can be what's shown by these two cards together. But then when we add in the third card, maybe the reason you're moving on is because your heart's been broken, or because you broke somebody else's heart, and you can't stay with them, or you can't stay friends because it's just not going to work. So you could look at the three cards in this way, the three together. So this Three of Swords explains why the person's walking away. Or maybe the Three of Swords explains why the Death card came up. It's time for a brand new beginning, and maybe to do with relationships, or to do with the kinds of people that she knows, or that she's involved with, or maybe that she works with. So, if we've got three cards, first we turn what I think we should take it easy and take it slow. So the first card is a Death card, and it's up. Well, it happens to be upright. So what can Talas expect in the near future? New beginnings and endings as well. So what has been with her for a while is, don't be surprised if it disappears, or if it moves away, or if it moves out. And death can represent people, it can represent ideas or habits. So maybe she smokes and she's decided to give up smoking. And so the death is the death of the smoking Talas, the person who smoked cigarettes and wanted to give up. So she gives up. So the Death card can represent positive, uplifting openings in the life of the person. It doesn't have to be bad stuff, because we can look at death and think, oh no, death, don't want that. Maybe we do. Again, if the card had been upright, if Talas used reverse cards, I think I would have a different interpretation, because the Death card, it could have been reversed, but the fact that it's upright, okay, so time for new beginnings, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. So what can she expect in the near future? Opportunities to do new things, opportunities to meet new people, or to meet different types of people. Because that's all death. It's all new endings and beginnings in different areas of life. Maybe Talas knows what she's been up to, and maybe she's got an idea of changing jobs. So if she's been, this is the thing, the questioner knows the details that the reader doesn't need to know. So we're talking about, or I'm talking about, new beginnings. If Talas knows that she's been thinking about changing jobs, she's going to put the two together. New beginnings, changing jobs, I better look for something. Or if I look for something now, I'm going to find it. Because the Death card is upright. Whereas if the Death card had been reversed, then you're looking for a new job, but you're not going to find it. Or you'll find something and it'll end up not being quite what you wanted. Because in some way, the new beginning is upside down. There's a glitch, or there's a delay, or there's a problem connected with the new beginning. So we think about the Death card. Then maybe we turn the second card and get the Eight of Cups. So what else can she expect? Or what also can she expect? Travel, because the person's walking away. So maybe she's going to relocate. Maybe she's living in one part of town and she's going to move to another part of town, because it's not necessarily moving to another country, although that's very possible, because the Death card can be a big change and big differences taking place. And so a big difference along with movement can be a relocation to another part of the country rather than another part of town, or maybe even another part of the world. Also, the Eight of Cups can represent is what can she expect? Maybe this is her walking away from or leaving the past behind, having set things up neatly and left it in as good shape as she can. She realizes, or she knows, or she's given the chance to move on. And that's the person walking away. There happens to be a bridge crossing over water. That might be important if you happen to notice it. But this could also be other people that she knows are going to be leaving her. So it doesn't have to mean that this can be the nature of the change and the endings and beginnings. She stays put. The people that she knows move away. And then the third card is the Three of Swords. So it looks like the sorrow and a broken heart, or disappointment and things like that. So this can be that she knows it's time for a change, and these two cards can refer to her. So what do you do? Maybe she's with somebody and it's not going that well, and she wants to move away, or she wants improvement, she wants a new beginning, but she's afraid she's not going to find it, maybe. Again, if Talas were here, I would ask her, or she would maybe be have a more definite question rather than a general what's going to happen in the future, because it may be she would explain her living arrangements, and maybe that would be why we would relate that. But with the Three of Swords, it can be that the people that she knows, represented by the Eight of Cups, along with the Death card and the Three of Swords, the people that she knows are getting divorced or getting separated, or discovering that the partner, the person they thought was ideal, actually isn't, or they discover things about the partner that they didn't know and probably wish they hadn't found out, or wish the partner hadn't behaved that way elsewhere. Or else it's Talas. If these three cards relate to Talas, time for a new beginning, and move on and find somebody new, rather than put up with an emotional situation that you're not happy with. So it could be that. Will she find if that's the situation? Will she find somebody? Yes, because it's a Death card. But it's a bit like there can be times when you stay with people just because there's an expression, better the devil you know than the devil you don't know, because you may not like a lot of what's going on with the people that you're dealing with, but at least it's familiar. And maybe that Three of Swords and the Eight of Cups would be why she would stay in a situation that she's not that happy with. But I think with the Death card being a major trump, and the nature of its new beginnings and changes and so on, and these two being minor trumps, not that I always give more importance to major trumps, but looking at the three together, and the fact that this was the first card, which in a way gives it more importance, because maybe this is the point, this is what's going on, what you can expect, brand new beginnings. And the change of people and the change of feeling or what she's looking for in a relationship can be changing as well. Because maybe this Three of Swords, she's aware now of what she doesn't want in a partnership. And so she now knows what to look for, because she knows, I don't want any more of that. Three of Swords. Whatever that might mean, specifically to Talas. So, but maybe the point is, it's time for a new beginning, and if you have to leave people behind, okay. If you have to feel a bit of sorrow at leaving them behind, that's okay as well. But this is most important. Make fresh starts in whatever area of life you feel like. So that, I think, is what I'd like to say about that. So, okay, I'll put this away now, and I'll talk to you in a few days. Okay, thanks for watching. If you have comments, let me know, and otherwise, have a good day. Okay, bye bye.